Welcome to the channel and welcome to Banter in the Box episode 5, game week 1 review. It's been a long summer without any football, but the first full week of the season is now over. The first full league table was sent out on Thursday night, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through the league table highlights. Those people that have excelled in the opening week of the season, those people that have had a shocker. I'll also be updating you on the predictor challenge that I introduced in last week's video. You have until Sunday to get your predictions in. 25 manager of the season points on offer at the end of the season. I'll be sharing some of the predictions we've had already. Already more managers have entered the predictor challenge this season than did last season, so that's good. I'll be sharing quotes of the week. Bumper week again. There's been a number of great quotes. It's fantastic to see the number of managers engaging in the banter, which on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group. If you're not on the Facebook group, join. Loads of good banter going on. It's what the Family Fantasy League is all about. I'll be sharing the latest manager of the season table, and I'll be setting this week's quiz question to give you the opportunity to earn more manager of the season points. So, without further ado, that is the bottom of the table at the end of game week 1. Pez United, Ryan Perrin. This is his 5th season in the Family Fantasy Football League, and he's used to competing in the bottom half of the table, but that is the first time ever that Ryan Perrin has occupied bottom spot. There is a sliver of hope for Ryan in that he is currently joint top of the silver boot table. £10 is awarded at the end of the season for the team that has the most assists. That's what the silver boot is. First time we've done that. Assists applying to the Family Fantasy Football League for the first time this season. And Ryan Perrin has already racked up 2 assists. He's joint top of the assist table. Joint top with the current league leader. But bad start for Ryan. He's never been bottom of the table before. That's where he sits. 27th place, returning manager Nicola Irvine. This is her 10th season in the Family Fantasy Football League. Believe it or not, again, Nicola used to relegation struggles, but Nicola has never been as low as 27th in her previous 9 years in the Family Fantasy Football League. Not a good start. 26th place, Steve Maloney. This is Steve's 5th season in the Family Fantasy Football League, and he has never ever been as low as 26th in the table. And making up the relegation zone, 25th place, I've got a life. Mops Hoxby, the lowest position Mops has occupied since the 4th of April 2019. 24th place, Megan Hoxley Chamberlain, the lowest position Megan has been in since the 6th of April 2018, over 2 years ago. 22nd place, Jordan Williams, the Creed Bratton Society, the 4th best manager in the Family Fantasy Football League, had his first season last season where he won absolutely nothing. That is Jordan Williams's lowest position since the start of last season when he was 23rd. So he's improved this year. He's 22nd at the start of this season, but it's not much of an improvement. And last year's runner-up, Darren Ravel, in 21st place. This is Darren's 19th season in the Family Fantasy Football League. I don't think Darren has ever finished in the bottom half of the table. There was a spell last season where he was as low as 20th early doors, but he's never been as low as 21st ever before in his 19 previous seasons in the Family Fantasy Football League. That is a bad start for Darren, but like I say, he normally recovers and it is early doors. 20th place, Nikki Saunders. That's the lowest position Nikki has occupied since the 23rd of August 2018. In 19th place, James Appley joined the league at the 11th hour, and that's the lowest position James has occupied since the 1st of June 2019. In 17th place, the team that people are talking about as having the best team name in FFFL history, Her Majesty's Secret Service, returning manager George Irvine. Admittedly, he hasn't been in the Family Fantasy Football League for 15 years, but that is George's lowest position since the end of the 2003 season. Over 17 years ago, that George has never been as low as 17th. And making up the bottom half of the table in 15th place, Hatch United. That's the lowest position that Neil has been in since the 1st of June 2016. Top of the table, debut manager AFC Raza has had a respectable start in 14th. Likewise, debut manager Di Maloney, very impressive start for Di in 13th place. I didn't think she was going to do anything. In 12th place, Jack Hoxby would have been relegated last season, but for so many people dropping out. That's the highest position Jack has occupied since the 11th of October 2018, almost 2 years ago. In 9th place, John Tustin, the highest he's been since the start of last season. He started last season in 8th. He then quickly plummeted. Not quite as good this season in 9th. Whether he plummets again is down to John. And the number 1 rated manager, Steve Holmes, Arden Diamonds, starts in 8th place. That's the lowest position Steve has occupied since the start of last season. Last season, he started the table in 15th place and obviously went on to win his 4th FFFL title. So the fact that he's 8th already is not a good sign for the rest of us. Pops Hoxby has had a great start to the season in 7th. Pops hasn't been that high since he won the league in 2016. 4 years ago, the last time Pops was 7th in the table. And in 6th place, Ted and Sam Juniors. That's the lowest position since Ian started last season in exactly the same place, 6th place. He then was never as low as that was never as low as that again throughout last season, but agonisingly finished 4th. History repeating itself. Ian will hope not. 5th place. This is amazing. Martin Maloney, his 2nd season in the Family Fantasy Football League. He spent the entire season in the relegation zone in his debut season, but he started the season in 5th place. Martin has obviously never ever been as high as 5th place. There's no doubt that he's got a nosebleed. Will he keep it up? And in 4th place, Joe Hoxby, the highest position Joe has occupied since the start of last season. Joe started last season in 3rd and then plummeted to spend the rest of the season in a relegation battle. Probably the same will happen again, but she's pretty pleased about her 4th place start. 3rd place, Napoli manager Lee Poulter. This is Lee's 4th season in the Family Fantasy Football League. He has never ever been as high as 3rd. And in 2nd place, Benny United manager Mark Benwell, the 5th best manager in the Family Fantasy Football League. That's the highest position Mark has occupied for almost a year. 19th of September 2019 was the last time Mark Benwell was as high as 2nd in the table. And the early league leader, Alexi Lagos. Just realised actually he should have a 1 in that weekly win column because Alexi got the first weekly win of the season. The highest position Alexi has occupied since the 21st of September 2017. Almost 3 years since Alexi has been top. He got the opening weekly win. He's joint top of the silver boot table with 2 assists. He's joint top of the Golden Boot table with Benny United and Pops Hoxby, having scored 4 goals. A great start for Alexi Lagos, but it is early days, and as last season proved, things can change very quickly. In fact, probably every season, the first week has proved that things can change very quickly. But that's where you all are. And I say that it was the first full week of the season because it was, to be a full week in Family Fantasy Football League terms, at least 10 Premier League clubs have to play. So it was the first full week from a Family Fantasy Football League perspective. But of course, Manchester City and Manchester United have not yet kicked off. Burnley and Aston Villa didn't play a Premier League game, but they did feature in the Carabao Cup during the week. Man City and Man United haven't played yet, and a number of you have those as your nominated clubs. So you will, if you are one of those managers, you'll probably see yourself fly up the table next week. Predictor Challenge. So we did this for the first time last season, and we thought we'd do it again. Last season, only 9 managers entered the Predictor Challenge. This season, we've already had 10. You still have time to enter the Predictor Challenge. You have until Sunday. And it's very easy. You just need to tell me who you think is going to finish first, who you think is going to finish second, who you think is going to finish third in the league, who you think is going to win the FFFL Cup, and who you think will win the Wooden Spoon. 5 Manager of the Season points on offer for every prediction you get correct. They'll be awarded at the end of the season. So a possible 25 Manager of the Season points on offer. Mark Benwell entered it last year and got one of his predictions right. I think he correctly guessed that Henry Irving would win the Wooden... No, it wasn't, because Henry didn't win the Wooden Spoon. I can't remember what prediction Mark got right, but he got one right because he got 5 Manager of the Season points from the Predictor Challenge, and that was the difference between him winning the Manager of the Season title and not. And it's one of the reasons why he's got the free Tactical Gambit this season. So, worth entering, nothing to lose. They are the 10 managers that have made their predictions so far. Darren Ravel went for himself, Big Ed, and Steve Holmes to finish second. He's gone Benwell to finish third. Martin Maloney to win the Cup. That's a strange choice, Darren Ravel. And he's gone for George Moody to win the Wooden Spoon. It's happened before. Joe Hoxby went for Alexi Lagos, of course. He is her favourite. She's gone Steve Holmes to finish second as well, and her brother Darren to finish third. She's gone Jordan Williams to win his 3rd FFFL Cup in 4 seasons. And just to say there's no loyalty amongst friends when it comes to Manager of the Season point, Joe Hoxby has nominated her best mate Nicola Irving to finish in the Wooden Spoon positions. That's harsh. Neil Hatch has gone for brother-in-law Steve Holmes. Darren Vell, he's gone to finish second, and Mark Benwell to finish third. Same names featuring a lot there. Alexi Lagos to win the Cup, and he's gone for Ryan Perrin to finish bottom. Alexi Lagos has picked himself to win the Cup. More on that later. He's gone for Neil Hatch to finish second, and Steve Holmes to finish third. Everyone backing the number 1 rated manager to have a good season. Alexi's gone for his best mate Jordan Williams to win the Cup. And he's gone Ryan Perrin to win the Wooden Spoon. Jordan Williams has picked his best mate Alexi to win, himself second. He's gone Mark Benwell third. Another one thinks Mark Benwell's going to make the top 3. Jordan's picked himself to win the Cup, and he's gone Ryan Perrin to finish in the Wooden Spoon position. Lee Poulter has picked Steve Holmes to win the league, Darren Ravel to finish second, Ian Sands to finish third. He's gone Alexi to win the Cup, second person to do that, and he has also picked Ryan Perrin to get the Wooden Spoon. That's 4 people going for Ryan Perrin to win the Wooden Spoon this season. Mark Benwell has gone Homer to win the league, Darren Ravel to finish second. That would be a repeat of last season's 1-2. He's picked himself to finish third. He's gone for the Cup Specialist to win the Cup, good choice. And he's gone Di Maloney, debut manager, to win the Wooden Spoon. I've gone Steve Holmes, never back against the number 1 rated manager, and I think Darren will finish second, a repeat of last season. I think Alexi Lagos will make third, and he's had a good start. I'm going to go myself to win the Cup. I am the Cup Specialist. And I've also gone debut manager Di Maloney to win the Wooden Spoon. Sorry, Di. Megan has gone for Uncle Mark Benwell to win the league. She's gone for hubby Alexi to finish second, and she's picked Jordan Williams to finish third. Heart rolling the head there, Megan. She's gone Cup Specialist to win the Cup. 3 people have predicted that I'll win the Cup. One of them was me. And Megan's gone for her own brother to win the wooden spoon. And Ian Sands has gone for his best mate Mark Benwell to win the league. He's selected Lee Poulter to finish second, and he thinks Darren Revell will finish third. He's backed himself to win the Cup, and inexplicably has said that I am going to win the wooden spoon. It never has happened, Ian, and it never will happen, my friend. So they're the predictions so far. If you, they can't be changed, but if you want to get involved, all you have to do is message, email, WhatsApp, text me, whatever your choice of communicate is. Just don't do it verbally, because I'll forget. Message, WhatsApp, text me, message me with your predictions. You've just got to tell me who you think is going to finish first, second, third in the league, who's going to win the Cup, who's going to win the wooden spoon. Simple as that. Every one you get right will get you 5 Manager of the Season points. So if you get all your predictions right, which would be amazing, no one got more than 1 prediction right last season. Just mentioned I was the only one that got the winner of the league last season. Like I say, never bet against Homer. But 5 Manager of the Season points for each prediction you get right, giving you a chance to win 25 Manager of the Season points. Next up, quotes of the week. Well, I think we had 4 quotes last week, and we've got 4 again. There's just so much banter flying around. It's impossible for me to pick a best one, so I've gone top 4. And the first one is Creed Bratton Society manager Jordan Williams. Now, I just asked in the Predictor Challenge just to send me your who you think is going to finish in the top 3, who you think is going to win the Cup, who you think is going to win the wooden spoon. I didn't ask you to elaborate or add any banter, although I did quite like it when people do that. And when Jordan was making his predictions, he said, wooden spoon, Pez United. What is that team? That is harsh, Jordan, but slightly funny. So that is a Manager of the Season point for you, buddy, for that quote. Second quote was an assistant manager. Now, Legends 23 assistant manager Keith Simons set the precedent for assistant managers being allowed to earn Manager of the Season points. So I'm allowing it again. Mark Irvin with a quote of the week this week. Before the during the week, before the official table was finalised, as those of you that are on Facebook will know, I was sending out daily updates as to the state of the league in terms of the top 4 and the bottom 4. And during the week, Nicola Irvin at one point was bottom of the table till she rose to 27th, but at one point she was bottom. And assistant manager of Nicola's and Nelka, Mark Irvin, sent this in. Off to another flying start, Nicola Irvin. Sarcasm, the lowest form of wit, but quite funny. But hey, Mark, you're the assistant manager. You should be helping out there, buddy. It's reflecting on you as well, mate. The next quote was from Mops Hawksby, again going back to me revealing daily updates to the opening league table. Obviously, Mark Benwell was relishing the fact that he had a good start. He was top of the Family Fantasy Football League at one point during the week before he settled in second place. And I've Got a Life was down in the relegation zone. Mark Benwell couldn't wait to get onto the FFFL Facebook group and comment about how great it was to be on top of his friends. Slightly disturbing, to which Mops Hopsby responded, "You wouldn't like to be on top of me, kiss," which just made it even more disturbing, but still amused me immensely. So a Manager of the Season point for Mops Hawksby for that great response. And it's good to see that 1 week in, there's been a number of exchanges between the arch rivals, Benny United and I've Got a Life. And I'm loving it. It's the greatest rivalry in Family Fantasy Football League history, and I hope the banter continues. And the final quote of the week comes from Alexi Lagos. Now, it's fair to say that, you know, he's top of the league for the first time in 3 years, and he's been missing it. He's been delighted with his start, but it might be going to his head a little bit Alexi earns the manager of the season point for the quote. The quote was actually sent to me on WhatsApp by Megan, and she sent me this message that she sent me a screenshot of a message that Alexi had sent to her during the day while she was at work in the week. And Alexi said, "Hey Meg, do we know who is hosting the presentation awards next year? I've just gone top of the league, so I'm writing my winner's speech and just want to know who to thank for hosting it all." Wow, that is confidence after 1 week of the season. I mean, people who have been top in the first week have won the league before. I think most recently James Appley did it about 3 years ago. I think he last won it, and he was top in the first week. He actually wasn't top again for the rest of the season until the very last week when he picked his own brother to the title. So, and there's been other seasons where the person that's been top at the first week has gone on to win the league. But more often than not, the person that's top at the end of week one doesn't win the league. But Alexi doesn't seem to be bothered by that stat. He's uber confident. So, one manager of the season point to all of those managers for those quotes. Keep the banter coming, guys. I love it. Whether it's on the FFFL Facebook group or it's on the comments on the YouTube in response to the Banter in the Box videos, I don't mind. Just keep the banter coming. It really enhances the competition. Now, those of you that watched episode 4 of Banter in the Box, which came from the HQ of Benny United, and I had a special guest co-star in Mark Benwell. Thanks again, Mark, for your help presenting last week's video, by the way. Those of you that tuned in and watched that video would have saw that. Bear with me a second. Gives you a dry throat, all this talking. Would have seen that Hatch United manager Neil Hatch, pictured there, had protested about the photo that I put in the Banter in the Box videos. He said to Mark, "Why does he always use that photo of me? It's awful." And as I said to Mark last week, I've been on Neil's Facebook page and it's not awash with photos, and that was genuinely the best photo of Neil I could find. So Neil messaged me in the week to say that he would get some new photos to me. And he sent in a couple, but I'm not sure. So you be the judge, actually. Put in the comments on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook group, which of these photos you want me to use of Neil going forward. Is it that one, which is number 1, which is the one that I have been using for a while? Or is it number 2? This is the photo, one of the 2 photos that Neil sent in to me this week. That is Neil on the left, the far left. And there's a couple of things that bug me about using that photo. One is that Neil is about, I don't know, 8 years old, and he's going back a bit. And it was taken, Neil didn't tell me this, but I did some research. That was actually a photo of Neil's school cricket team. They won some cricket tournament or match or something, and that was the team photo. Which on the surface looks great, but I did some research. I phoned up the headmaster of Neil's old school to see if there was any backstory there, and there wasn't, other than his headmaster told me that the rather sad thing about that photo is it was actually a 6-a-side cricket team, and Neil was just the substitute who never actually played, which is a little bit sad. And it's a bit of an old photo to be using. Because he's only a kid. So, but if you think I should use that one, then that's number 2. Vote number 2. And the second photo that Neil showed me, this is number 3 in the vote. If you want this one, there's Neil in the middle there. I tried to find out what this was all about, and this is actually quite an interesting story. Those of you that remember S Club 7. Some of you may be too young to remember S Club 7. I don't think so, actually. Not that old. But anyway, those of you that do remember S Club 7, they were a manufactured pop band in the, I guess, I can't actually remember, late 90s, early 2000s, I think. It might be a bit later than that. But anyway, they were a manufactured pop band. And by manufactured pop band, I mean, what happens is that, for those of you that don't know, the record company basically advertise that they're putting a pop band together, and people singers and dancers just show up and audition, and then they pick the best ones and mash them all together and make out that they've been best friends for life and grown up together and launch the band. That when they were putting the groups, S Club was a band of 7, and when they were putting the groups of 7 together, they had basically 2 groups of 7, the 2 finalists, if you like, and the people that went on to be S Club 7 obviously won, and that was the group that came second. Looking at them, I don't know why they came second to the actual S Club 7, but Neil anyway was part of that band. Came so close to superstardom. I don't know whether Neil was a singer or a dancer. Maybe we'll get him to do both at the end of season presentation awards. So anyway, there you go. I'll leave it all up to you in terms of which photo you think I should use of Neil Hatch. 1, 2, or 3. 1 being the photo I have been using, 2 being the cricket substitute photo, and 3 being the runners-up to S Club 7. You let me know which photo of Neil you think I should use, and that's the one I'll use. I aim to please. By the way, Neil, you can vote on that as well, mate. Because you didn't tell me which of the 2 photos you sent in you wanted me to use, so I'm happy for you to vote as well. So, who the fuck is that? Last week's question. That was the picture. Loads of people had a go at this, and most people got it right. I think only Darren Ravel got it wrong. He thought it was Sarah Simons' leg. It was not Sarah Simons' leg. It was actually a picture of Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby, and I'm probably not going to guess everyone that got it right, but Linda's Lovely's manager Joe got it right, Ryan Perrin I think got it right, Lee Poulter, Mark Benwell got it right. So anyway, well done to all of you that got that one right. And with the quote of the weeks and the who the fuck is that question, this is the current league table. The people highlighted in yellow, Simon Hoxby was another one that got the Megan question right. The people highlighted in yellow are the people that have scored points this week. So Mark Irvin and Simon Hoxby joined the table on 1 point. Joe Hoxby, Ryan Perrin, Chris Hoxby and Alexi Lagos all got a point, so jumped up to joint 6th. Jordan Williams scored a point, so he's gone joint 4th. But Lee Poulter and Benny United both got a point, so they are still the leaders. Joint top of the manager of the season table on 5 manager of the season points. There is a long way to go, but Mark Benwell is keen to hold on to his manager of the season table, but being fought hard by his future son-in-law there with a Beatles haircut. So the chance to win another manager of the season point this week, and the question is, again, it's proving popular, so we'll stick with the format for now. Who the fuck is that? It's a current Family Fantasy Football League manager. For those of you that haven't seen the video before, just to remind you, it's a current Family Fantasy Football League manager. You have a 1 in 28 chance of getting it right. Each manager can only have 1 guess per week, and I take your first guess, so don't go too early. And you have to get your answer into me by next Friday. Okay? Because, you know, roughly next weekend is when the next video will go out. So get your answer into me by next Friday. Email, WhatsApp, text, message, I don't mind. Just send it to me in some capacity, because if you give it to me verbally, I'll forget. You just need to tell me which manager you think it is, and if you tell me and get it right this week, you will get 1 manager of the season point. Now, I've talked about the presentation awards a couple of times in this video, so this was just to remind you all, because I have communicated it before, but not for a while. COVID permitting, and come on, next June, let's hope, the 2020-2021 26th Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards is on Saturday, the 5th of June 2021, and it is at FFL HQ. That was where it was meant to be this year, but was cancelled due to COVID. Fingers crossed we get it next year. It's at FFL HQ on Saturday, the 5th of June, a date for your diary. Remember, assuming we have 4 managers nominated to join next season, and we've already had 3 managers nominated to join next season, so we'll probably get at least 4. The bottom 4 managers will be relegated at the end of the season, or the 4 lowest managers that do not attend the end of season presentation awards, assuming 4 managers do not attend the end of season presentation awards. Hopefully everyone will attend, especially as next year it will be 2 years since we've last had one. So that's it for this week. Hope you're enjoying these Banter in the Boxes. The views are pretty good, and the banter is excellent. I've said it before a few videos ago, but I'll say it again. If there's any particular content you would like me to cover, rules, questions that you don't want to ask but you just want me to explain in a video, that's fine. Just an idea, if there is such a thing that you want me to cover, is such a rule that you want me to cover. Maybe I've done behind the laughter videos before. They take me a while to put together, so I don't do them every week, but I have done them before. We did 2 last season. One featured Wayne Robinson and one featured Ryan Perrin. The season before that we did a behind the laughter video featuring Mark Benwell. If there's a particular manager you want me to feature in the next behind the laughter video, let me know, and when I get time to put one together, I'll do it. Or anything you want me to cover in Banter in the Boxes, let me know. I'm not saying I'll accommodate every suggestion, but all suggestions are welcome. Until next week, I should say, have a good week, keep safe, keep adhering to the government guidelines, and enjoy your week of football. Keep the banter coming in. That's it, guys. See you later.